Are the Knicks planning another trade? Mitchell Robinson rumors and what comes next. With the dust barely settling on the Karl Anthony Towns blockbuster deal, the New York Knicks might not be done reshuffling their roster. The latest reports suggest that Mitchell Robinson, the team's longest-tenured player and defensive anchor, could be the next name on the trade block. If you're a Knicks fan, this news probably sparks mixed emotions. Robinson has been a vital piece of this team's identity, but his frequent injuries and lack of offensive development may force the front office to explore other options. So, what's really going on? According to multiple reports from top NBA insiders like Shams Charania and Chris Herring, the Knicks have been fielding calls about Robinson's availability. Shams even dropped some info during a recent podcast appearance, where he mentioned that New York was previously involved in trade discussions around both Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson before settling on Randle as the primary chip in the Towns deal. While Minnesota wasn't interested in Robinson as part of the earlier package, the Knicks' willingness to move him signals that they are far from done shaping this roster. Knicks Nation, do you think trading Mitchell Robinson is the right move? Comment Big Mitch below if you believe a trade is the best option, or keep Mitch if you want him to stay. Mitchell Robinson's value and the injury dilemma. There's no doubt that Mitchell Robinson, when healthy, is a unique asset. He's an elite rim protector, a game-changing offensive rebounder, and has shown flashes of being one of the NBA's most disruptive defenders. Last season, he was a pivotal figure in the Knicks' run to the playoffs, dominating opposing big men like Jarrett Allen in the first-round series against the Cleveland Cavaliers. His ability to crash the boards, block shots, and defend the paint was on full display as he bullied Cleveland's frontcourt, proving just how impactful he can be when fully engaged and on the court. However, Robinson's Achilles heel has always been his inability to stay healthy. Over the past 4 seasons, he's missed significant time due to various injuries, playing more than 59 games only once during that stretch. In today's NBA, availability is crucial, especially for a team like the Knicks, who are positioning themselves as serious contenders in the Eastern Conference. Head coach Tom Thibodeau even confirmed that Robinson is expected to miss time until January, as the team will prioritize his long-term health. But even if Robinson returns fully healthy, the question remains, can the Knicks rely on him for a deep playoff run? Leon Rose and the Knicks front office have shown that they are not afraid to make bold moves to improve the roster, and Robinson's uncertain health could make him expendable. If the Knicks are indeed looking to move him, they could potentially package him with other assets in a deal that brings back more reliable talent or fills another need. But the big question is, what could the Knicks realistically get in return for Robinson, and would trading him actually make them better? Potential trade scenarios. When looking at the trade market, the Knicks don't have a ton of remaining assets to offer. After making the big move for Towns, their trade capital has significantly diminished, and they now only have one tradable first-round pick left. This makes it even more important for the Knicks to strike the right balance if they decide to move Robinson. So, what are some potential trade destinations for Mitch? One of the teams that have come up in trade rumors is the Utah Jazz. A deal involving Walker Kessler and Jordan Clarkson could potentially make sense for both sides. Kessler, a young defensive center with a lot of upside, could slide into the starting lineup if Robinson were to be moved. Clarkson, a proven scorer off the bench, would address one of the Knicks' biggest weaknesses, offensive depth. The downside? Kessler may not be as polished as Robinson in some areas, and losing Robinson's rim protection could create a defensive hole. Another interesting team to consider is the Indiana Pacers. In this scenario, the Knicks could target young talents like Jarace Walker, the number 8 pick in last year's draft, or even Benedict Mathurin, a rising star with two-way potential. A package including Robinson and perhaps a future pick could entice Indiana to part with one of their young prospects. A trade like this could give the Knicks a high-upside player who can contribute right away while also fitting into the team's long-term plans. The New Orleans Pelicans have also been mentioned in connection with Robinson. New Orleans is loaded with young talent, and a trade involving someone like Trey Murphy III could bring back a dynamic wing who would thrive in the Knicks system. Murphy is a sharpshooter who can space the floor and defend multiple positions, making him a perfect fit alongside stars like Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. However, the Pelicans might be hesitant to part with Murphy, so the Knicks would likely need to sweeten the deal with additional assets. What happens if the Knicks keep Robinson? On the other hand, if the Knicks decide to hold on to Mitchell Robinson, there's still a path to success. With the addition of Karl Anthony Towns, the Knicks now have the flexibility to deploy different lineups based on matchups. Towns can stretch the floor and play the five in small ball lineups, while Robinson can anchor the defense when the Knicks need more size and rim protection. A double big lineup with Towns and Robinson could also be an intriguing option, especially against teams like the Philadelphia 76ers, who have dominant centers like Joel Embiid. Robinson's presence also allows the Knicks to maintain their identity as one of the league's top defensive teams. When healthy, Robinson is one of the best rim protectors in the NBA, and his ability to guard the paint gives the Knicks a major advantage in low-scoring, grinded-out playoff games. If Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau believe Robinson can stay healthy for the latter half of the season and into the playoffs, then keeping him could be the right move. After all, defense wins championships, and Robinson is a critical piece of the Knicks' defensive puzzle. What's next for the Knicks? Whatever happens, it's clear that the Knicks are all in on building a championship contender. After acquiring Karl Anthony Towns, the team has pushed its chips to the center of the table, and any additional moves will be designed to maximize the roster's potential. If Robinson is traded, it will be because the Knicks believe they can find a more reliable piece to support their playoff aspirations. But if they keep him, it will be because they trust that his defensive abilities outweigh the risks associated with his health. As always, the Knicks front office is working tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure the team is in the best position possible to compete for a title. Whether or not Robinson is part of that equation remains to be seen. Knicks fans, what do you think? Should the Knicks trade Mitchell Robinson for a more reliable option, or is his defensive impact too important to let go? Let us know in the comments by dropping a Mitch must stay if you want him to stay, or trade Mitch if you think it's time to move on. Stay tuned for more updates as the Knicks continue to reshape their roster. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any breaking news or trade updates.